Welcome to the 2016 Battle of the Dunes competition, where man and machine are pitted against some of the Namib Desert's biggest and toughest dunes. This year, the competition comprises of a variety of machines taking up the challenge. We kick off with a light and easy dress rehearsal for the rest of the year, using new routes, new dunes, and a few more twists and turns, as arranged by event organizer Werner Skarp. Len from Yuri Adventures is the main guide though.
Radio check, 1, 2, 3.
And Len is the son of the chief of the local Tokna people, and he grew up in the desert. In fact, he's been driving these dunes since he was a young boy. And anyone who says a diesel bakkie can't drive dunes should watch Len in his Toyota Hilux diesel bakkie drive dunes. Time then to introduce you to the teams that competed in this curtain raiser. First up is a familiar Battle of the Dunes face. This is Lofty de Toy and his Jeep Wrangler V6. In 2015, Lofty competed in his Jeep Wrangler Cherokee, and despite a few oh dear moments, it generally went very well.
I'm Lofty de Toy. I'm from Rospina in the southwest of Namibia. This is my second Battle of the Dunes. Last year I came with the old man. We did quite well, and I decided that we will come with a Wrangler this year, which everybody christened Naughty Lemon. So let's hope for the best.
Next up is another Namibian, and he's also in a Jeep.
My name is Andre Strauss. I'm from a small town in the south of Namibia called Aranos. This is the first time I'm participating in the Battle of the Dunes. I'm taking part with the older version 3.8 V6 Jeep. It definitely got the power, and I've got very high expectations for it. I've had a look at the other vehicles participating, and this one is definitely the best for the dunes.
On that very confident note, we introduce the final participant. All the way from Lichtenberg in the RS of A, Apples is the Toyota filling in this Jeep sandwich.
Hi, my name is Apples. I'm from Lichtenberg, Northwest Province. We drove a while to get here. This is my first Battle of the Dunes, and I expect a lot of stuff from this Fortuner. I heard that dunes could be quite rough, so we're going to take it slow and see how it goes.
Right, so with the introductions completed, time to get into some practice before the real challenges start. And getting the show on the road are the Strauss brothers in the Shorty Jeep. Here the teams have to scale a relatively easy dune, but they have to get the momentum just right at the crest. And the Jeep gets it done first time. Lofty is next up in the long wheelbase Wrangler. This Jeep is powered by the V6 petrol engine with 209 kilowatts on tap. So power is definitely not an issue. And over the orange Jeep goes. Time to see how Desert Virgin Apples and the Diesel Fortuner handle their first test of the Namib sand. Oh no, he's tapped off too early and the Toyota has beached itself on that crest, not going anywhere under its own steam soon. So Len comes to the rescue. At least it's a Toyota recovering a Toyota, and not a Jeep recovering a Toyota. Here comes Apples for his second attempt. Oh dear, and there stops Apples on his second attempt. Right, come on, Apples. Third time lucky, and over he goes. Time for a quick visit to the shops. After the break, the Jeeps and Toyota hone their sand driving skills. The dunes get bigger and the challenge is harder. And we meet Chart Jamie Olivier Skiepers. We're back in the Namib Desert, where the sun is heading towards the horizon in spectacular fashion, while the teams get some last-minute practice rounds in before the competition proper is due to start the next day. The Jeep Wranglers were managing to tame the dunes. The Fortuna was also getting into the swing of things as Lichtenbergian Appels got used to the desert driving techniques. Well, mostly anyway. Time for another recovery. And this round definitely belongs to the Jeep, as it recovers the beach Toyota. Jiggy time with the Namib Desert it is then. The convoy left the Libreville camp and headed for a driver's briefing, where tour guide Len laid down the laws of the desert. Driving the dunes can be a dangerous business if you overcook it, so Len's advice was duly noted.
As jy 'n slipvuis oorgaan, 'n kruin oorgaan, nooit te vinnig nie. Rather do it over than overdoing it. Want om aan die ander kant te gaan vlieg is nie 'n lekker besigheid nie.
Time to head to the first test proper of the event. But getting to that test proved to be a challenge in itself, as the long-wheeled Jeep Wrangler runs out of steam on a step climb, followed shortly afterwards by the shorty Jeep. And the Toyota Fortuna. That's the Namib for you. Just when you think you're the boss of it, the desert has a way of bringing you right back down to earth. The first test is a technical one. The teams have to drive down a dune into a bowl and then climb out of the bowl again. First up is Lichtenbergians Appels and Mareka in the Toyota.
Ons nie eers hierdie obstacle loop nie.
Let's ride with them.
Here we go back. Aan oorwen.
But then the penny drops. The Fortuna's rear differential had not been engaged.
Appels jou lokker is diflok agter is nie aan nie, anders was jy uit.
Ek het nie geweet ek moet hom aansit nie. Ek het nie geweet die diflok moet aan wees nie. Okay.
So with the locker engaged, Appels floors the 3-litre D4D motor and the Toyota Fortuna makes it through. In the passenger seat, Mareka is facing a slight conundrum.
Huh?
Lofty is next in the Wrangler 3.6-litre V6. Dierwald and Jan Lotz are riding along for the test. Ready, set, go. Great Scott! It seems as if Jan Lotz had quite the ride in the back seat. Maybe we should take another look at that, this time from a different angle. Screams aside, this dune seems like quite a test. Lofty takes another run at it, but doesn't get any further than he did on the first run. So he decides to drop the tire pressure has another flat taps go. And over goes the orange Jeep. Right, it's the turn of the shorty Jeep with the two masked Strauss brothers. And they make it look easy as they complete the test at their first attempt. This Jeep, with its mud terrain tires, so far seems to be the one to beat. Test number 2. It's an even steeper, longer climb. Lofty and his orange Wrangler line up first. And with the tires now running at a lower pressure, they blitz the dune. Okay, so now that Apples has figured out that he should use the diff lock, plenty of momentum and the Fortuna's tire pressure are just right, this should be plain sailing.
Ag, handbreek. Sit. Askies.
So let's try that again.
Handbreek is af.
With the diff lock on, the handbrake off, the tires at the right pressure, and plenty of momentum. Oh, I give up. Let's just see.
Net om katvis.
The bros in the shorty Jeep are up next.
No pressure.
And yet again nail it. So far, the Strauss lads seem to be kicking sand in the other team's eyes and taking names. On that note, it was time to head back to camp where Master Chef Jamie Olafia Skierpers was preparing a rather special dish. Waiting for the teams back at the camp was Chef Jamie Chart, and there was some zebra venison marinated with beer and a few other ingredients on the menu. Clearly, Jamie Chart has spent a lot of time drinking beer to develop such a dish. This, we think, is a very good plan. The first obstacle of the day is Long Drop Dune, which is known to have made men cry. It's a real tough test. But what if you tackle it the wrong way round? In other words, instead of heading down the long drop section, the battle heads up that massive dune. Organizer Werner Scarp's Jeep Wrangler Shorty goes up that dune, but not much else. So let's see how the teams fare. Lofty and Engler in the Wrangler line up first. This Wrangler has the same engine as Werner's Shorty, but this one has an automatic gearbox and is also heavier. So let's see how far they get. That's close, but no cigar.
Wat sê die tannie?
Onder andere.
It's time for another ad break. After the adverts, we continue the challenge at Long Drop and see how Upples, Mareka and the Strauss brothers handle this dune. See you now. Diesel time it is. Upples and Mareka tackle the dune next. Oh dear, they didn't get very far. It seems as if that massive heap of sand and the full taps approach did not gel for the Fortuna crew. So far, the Strauss brothers have been the ones to beat, so let's see if they can conquer this test. No.
Luister nie vir my nie. Try weer.
The last test is a tricky one. You have to drive up a tricky dune, and just when you think you're clear, there's another climb that can easily catch out the unwary. First to have a run at it is the Fortuner. And it doesn't get there. Apples takes another run at it, this time with a dab more flat taps. And he's up. Lofty and Angler line up, and off they go. But, oh dear, the Jeep's automatic gearbox gets all flustered, gearing down, resulting in not enough momentum. Lofty has another run, and this time using more initial momentum. And up goes the Jeep. And finally, it's the Strauss brothers. And just like before, the Jeep V6 makes it up the dune, no worries. This is the last test, and it's a tough one. Super soft patches of sand with a steep initial climb with a turn, followed by another tough climb through a turn.
My mama roep my huis toe. Oh my God.
Our first customers are Lofty and Engela in the long Jeep. Crikey! They made it up the first climb.
Open you.
But the second one didn't work out. Lofty reverses the Jeep, with Engela in the passenger seat clearly not in her happy place.
Net soos in hierdie gat, nou moet ons hier uit. Oh my heck. En dis 'n afdrand agter.
Lofty takes an even longer run up and makes it up. The enthusiastic Strausses tackle the dune next. And they make it look easy, yet again. And finally, here's Apples in the diesel Fortuner. That didn't go as planned. And neither did that. Third time lucky. Now just for the second, oh dearie. Apples tries again. He even tries to rock the Fortuner up the dune, but to no avail. And then the penny drops again.
The vlok was af.
Yes, Apples, it's the small things in life. With the rear locker engaged, the Fortuner easily makes it up. And that was that. Time for the prize giving. There were some cool prizes up for grabs, from Snowmaster and Opposite Lock's Tough Dog suspension systems. But there were no surprises when the winners of the 2016 Curtain Raiser were announced. Andre and Ignis Strauss, in that great sounding Jeep Wrangler V6 Shorty. Good job, lads. Next week, it's round 2 of the 2016 Battle of the Dunes. And while the hardcore 4x4s battle it out on the Namib's dunes, a few soft-roaders also join the party for some sandblasting action. Till then. Special thanks to Standard Bank Namibia for donating $10,000 to the Elephant Human Relations Aid on behalf of Battle of the Dunes, and the Strand Hotel Swakopmund for hosting the handover.